be a coach, I think the best thing to do, this is the way I kind of approach it. If I overthink it, I will not do it. So just go out and offer a service that someone's looking for. If you're a personal trainer, specifically training somebody, writing them a meal plan or writing them a workout, texting them frequently for accountability, and then set up a way to collect it. Don't overcomplicate it. Learn how to you can start on notes. You can start on Google Docs. You can start on Sheets. You don't need apps. You just need to give the service and then have a way to process your payment. Boom, small business, right? It's just that. If I could go back, I was blessed to be surrounded by good people. Get education. You want to go to a traditional 4-year, whatever, very cool. A coach that's a lot further than you, spend the money and get trained by them. You have an hour to train, but you have an hour to pick their brain at the same time.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it, because you will not make a move for a very long time.
Welcome back to the Keys to the City podcast, where the kingdom enables your success. I'm your host, Christian Graham, and today I'm joined by an elite fitness coach who's built an incredible brand in the fitness industry, none other than Christian Bautista. What's going on, Christian?
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Christian holds a master's in sports performance and has cultivated a loyal audience by helping people lose fat with fun and healthy recipes. But beyond just fitness, he's building a digital empire in the coaching space. And today we're diving deep into how he's done it, the biggest challenges in scaling a coaching business, and the key strategies to turn influence into income. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. That's very generous intro. That was cool. That was really cool.
Was that a good intro?
That was really, yeah.
Oh, man.
That was cool.
So real quick, I remember, back in the day, you're in high school. You've always been into working out, training, riding your bike everywhere. You've always been like this super swole dude. But like, I want you to be able to tell everybody about what your journey has been like, being an athlete, growing in the fitness industry now, and then like what it kind of took you, because you used to be like big back and now you're like,
I was like swole, but bro, when I look back at pictures, I was like, you were
strong.
I was powerlifting.
You're super strong.
But when we look back at pictures, like when we were traveling, I thought I was really I thought I was buff and cut up.
Yeah.
I was pretty heavy set.
Yeah.
It was all that cotijons every weekend, bro.
Is that's the trick, bro? You can't be doing the cotijons every week.
Not anymore. In actuality, because that was our like comfort meal. That was like 1 to 3 times a week type of thing.
Same.
And then and then after we started like calming down with it, really got on that weight loss journey and locked in the food, like I miss them.
Yeah.
But we don't really see cotijons no more.
Dang, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
I gotta put it away.
Yeah, for a little bit. It's still like, we'll have it once every month or so, but nothing like we used to.
Okay.
We used to be there. We used to really be there.
That's me and Steph used to do that like when we first started dating back in 2017 when I was DJing still. That was the post club every single time meal. And that was 2 times a week, maybe 3 times a week that I was spinning at the time. And so we would come back, we would be, grubbing on cotijons each time. And then eventually we got pregnant in 2018. And from that point was when like we just started like just chowing just to chow all the time. So I went from, being pretty fit. Like we met going to the gym, back in 2016. And that was like the best shape that I had been in at the time. And then it was like all the cotijon, not a knock to cotijons.
No, it's good. Like it tastes like home.
Yeah.
When people travel and you see them come back, that's what they eat. It's In-N-Out or cotijons.
Right.
And that's like a staple.
That's Cali.
Here. Yeah.
That's Cali.
Yeah,
That's SD.
It really is. It really is.
So talk to me a little bit about what sparked that transition for you that realized like, I don't want to be in powerlifting anymore. I don't want to be doing cotijons every day. And I'm going to be getting into what you do now, which is more personal training. Now you got all ripped, you know what I mean? You dropped like, what, 40 pounds?
About 36, 30?
Yeah. Okay.
So almost 40.
Okay.
I think the shift was growing up, personal trainers always just got kind of like dookied on because because if you work out realistically, you can go online and get certified. It's really, really basic,
easy.
Very, very easy. Okay. So in our field, more like there's a little divide of like the educated route, and then there's like bro science, and then personal training was always more towards bro science, and then people, I'm gonna say it, in the educated space are on like a little platform. They think they're better than everyone, and I think there's
Renaissance.
There's right to some of that, because sometimes when people, there's just facts where people are genetically gifted, they work out, they look amazing. And it might work for them just because of their genetics, and then they preach that to people, and it's completely wrong.
It's a mesomorph, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, just always just forever swollen and lean.
Yeah.
But then, so science comes into the play, and they're like, those people are wrong. So the people on science are on kind of like a high horse. But anyway, so I never want to be a personal trainer because I thought personal trainers were uneducated, were not very like taking their craft seriously, just kind of like F boys in the gym. So I went more in the educated space, and then just wanted to be a strength coach because that was the only option because you have an education, it's a cooler title, and you're not a personal trainer. But then after a while, I started seeing you could support your family better if you're a personal trainer, and then that like took me into sales, took me into marketing, and then I stopped powerlifting because I wanted to look the part as a personal trainer. Because in actuality, a lot of people don't care about my education. People just want to get fit. So regardless if you took an online cert or you have a PhD, like they just want to know, can you make me fit? And I kind of took myself down so that I could just be like, all right, I need to look the part. Let me get fit. Let me really understand the process from people who understand it, who have done it a ton, got a coach, understood the process a lot better, and then got fit, and then just started pushing that instead, and then embrace that personal training kind of background.
So would you say that in the fitness industry that like authority and expertise doesn't necessarily create good sales compared to influence in the space?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of people that are just fit, that played sports their whole lives, and I kind of talk about like how sprinters and gymnasts just have great physiques, and if you did that growing up, you kind of carry it along. And they might be super ripped, but the things that they provide as information and guidance might not be the best for like general population.
Right.
So yeah, if you know how to market and you look relatively fit, you could make a killing. And then if you really know what you're talking about and you're really educated, but you can't market and you can't communicate with people effectively, you're not going to do good. Like at all. It's just like a restaurant. You might have the best food, but if no one knows about you, you're not going anywhere.
Facts.
Right? So 100%. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. The education, I think it's really tough. If people don't know much about fitness and then they meet you and you're their first trainer, they kind of fall in love with just who you are because you're the first one that they've trusted, and they kind of just stick with you.
Right.
And so if that's the first person they know, therefore whatever they say is true, and then that's where it gets a little dangerous.
That's the biggest thing about just business in general, and just a stat out there is like 81% of businesses don't create a personal relationship or emotional connection with their customers, and that's where they fail. That's why so many businesses fail, is because they aren't making that emotional connection. They aren't able to have that personability, and especially one being like a fitness coach, you're going to be spending a lot of time with people, spending time coaching them, right? And really like helping them transform their overall physique and body, right? And so I think it's like the utmost importance, especially in the fitness industry, that you have that personability and that character that really cares about people and how they continue to grow. Is that what you agree with?
Yeah, and I think I've talked about it a lot. Like the fat loss aspect of thing, because most people just want to lose fat. They want to look good, have abs, essentially all that, unbig back themselves, you know what I mean? But I tell people, you can go online, understand macros, you can understand caloric deficits, you can understand moving more. And then the touching point that kind of like gets people, they're like, what the heck? I tell them about how emotional weight loss is and how much our emotions and our hardships and our coping mechanisms are tied to that weight loss.
Right.
And you have to deal with that. Because if you don't deal with that and you just keep working out but you don't grow as a person, it's going to be very difficult to change your brain and change how you perceive food and your relationship with food. So it's a lot more emotional in the sense of you have to grow and learn how to deal with your emotions in order to lose weight. And when I explain it to people that way, it helps them find their success.
That's really
because
good.
It's not just another meal plan, workout plan.
Right.
It's like, I like this thing that I've heard. It's just like always going people first. And that's helped a lot of people understand the weight loss and treating yourself like a person rather than treating this like a equation or a 3-month challenge. It's like I have to care for myself and grow as a person to get that physique. It starts here to get the body you want. You know what I mean?
So how important is it for like sleep and stress levels, cortisol, et cetera, these are like very common things that get thrown around within, fitness industry and just overall health, right? So how important is it to you, in terms of sleep, in terms of stress levels? Do you monitor those types of things? Do you monitor that for your clients? What do you suggest for them?
Yeah, so sleep 100%. I tell them, because we have, for my coaching, we have something called like a biofeedback tracker. Measures your energy, recovery, libido, stress, muscle soreness. And then if they're constantly in a state of just like low sleep or just high stress, I just tell them like, you're not going to lose weight. You could hit your macros perfectly. You could do your cardio. You could work out really, really hard. But if you're not sleeping and if you're constantly stressed out, you have to figure that out by prioritizing your sleep. I tell them, put your phone down. You don't need to scroll on TikTok before bed. You're literally gaining nothing from it.
Right.
You have to prioritize that to sleep. And then with the stress too, this is something we did with the college athletes during finals, because the sports don't stop. Like the college is like, we're going. We don't like you got to figure it out. This is part of your life. So they would literally, like, 5 minutes to them is huge. Like if they had 5 minutes to chill, they'd be super happy. And then to manage their stress, we'd be like, hey, call your best friend, call your mom, call your dad, listen to your favorite throwback playlist, watch your favorite movies, like find a way to take your stress and tone it down to where the nervous system is actually relaxed. Because even if you're not doing something, you can still feel when the nervous system's like fired up and going, you know? So finding a way to just completely disconnect, help that stress come down. And then from there, if we're hitting the macros, we're working out, doing the cardio. I mean, honestly, if you just need to hit macros. Yeah. Like you don't even have to work out. To be honest, you don't even have to work out. Yeah. The workout shapes the body, but if you just want a flat stomach, you just count what you eat. Eating. Yeah. Because Joanne, for the past year, she was just really busy with stuff, my fiance. So she probably worked out 1 to 3 times a week, but she lost 25 pounds, and it was just because of the eating. So
oh my goodness, really, I know she's looking really good, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome.
She's been working really hard. She really sticks to the diet, and the craving. It's weird after you stop eating all the crazy stuff. Like you don't crave it as much. Yeah. So like when Cotijan's calls, you're just like, I'm good. I don't need that. I don't need that right now. Like it'd be fun to eat that burrito in bed, but I'm all right right now. You know.
We recently just cut out soda, so we haven't had soda in probably 6 months to a year.
You've been drinking diet sodas though?
We haven't had diet sodas either.
Okay though.
Yeah,
it is.
Okay.
So the amount, because everyone's like the aspartame, whatever. Yeah. The amount of aspartame you need to ingest for it to be like bad for you. I think it was something crazy. Don't quote me. I'm not gonna say it, but it's like I think it was like more than a few gallons. Okay, something insane that no one would actually be able to do. Yeah. So diet sodas are great. Okay. I tell a lot of my clients just have diet sodas, and if you don't want diet sodas, just get sparkling water. Like LaCroix literally has nothing in them, but it has bubbles to keep you full.
We'll do like San Pellegrino from time to time. Yeah, just from time to time if it's available or something. But majority of the time it's just like waters or teas right now. Yeah, and then a lot of coffee. We do
a lot of coffee.
Yeah, we threw out the habit, the bad habit of sodas and stuff like that for like just tons of coffee. Yeah, I mean tons as in like 1 to 2 cups a day. But we're still constantly doing coffee. Yeah,
that's good though that you're off the soda for that long.
Yeah.
It's tough.
I want to take ourselves away from the stressful conversations. Maybe people are getting stressed out a little bit just from hearing about it, but I remember back in the day you were doing comedy skits and and now you've built a strong personal brand in fitness, and focusing. You actually went from comedy to like focusing on training, and then focusing on like your healthy meals for fat loss, right?
Yeah.
Was that intentional, or was that something that you just kind of like came to you one day and was like, let me just try this, and then like it became viral and you just kind of ran with it? Like, what was that process like for you? Because I remember you've been wanting to grow, like either as a YouTuber or as an influencer, like some kind of like I saw it kind of moving in that trajectory for a long time in different spaces, and then it really hit with the healthy fitness or healthy plans for like fat loss and stuff like that. So what does that look like?
That was honestly just taking breaks. I think I was young. I was scared. I think putting yourself out there, like social media now, people are so positive about it. Like go post. You could go viral one day and your life will change, Right. But back then, like I feel like when you posted, people were just so like judgy. So it took a lot of courage, especially with comedy. Like it's an art, and like you put yourself out there to be vulnerable, and then if people hate on you, you're just like, what the heck? What can I do? You know, like you're being mean to me. Like, what do you want? Meet at McDonald's and we'll fight, or like,
Yeah.
you know. But it took a lot of courage to post for the comedy. Technology wasn't as good back then. Like editing was harder.
Yeah.
So those took a long time, and I think it just kind of slipped away as like work and education came back around. I did really enjoy the skits, because like back then, like Long Beach Griffey, like people just making skits online, like they're just so funny, and I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah, you're a funny guy.
Yeah, I'd watch. Oh, appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'd watch something and I'd be like, this guy has a ton of followers.
Yeah.
And his skits they're okay. And I was just like,
I could do
a little bit. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I could do a little something there.
Yeah.
But then that kind of just fell off. I think also it was just like insecurities. It didn't pop off as fast as I wanted. I'm an impatient person, so I was just like, oh, I've done this for 6 weeks straight. I posted content.
Right.
I didn't go viral. This isn't for me, you know. And then I would pause. And then the fitness stuff, just got it back into that. That was more. I was always kind of on and off posting. Honestly, for like the past about 10 years. The fitness stuff, when I was more into personal training and trying to grow the business, I was just like, I need to have a presence. I exhausted a lot of my warm market, so I need to like start growing, letting people know who I am and what I do. So I just started posting there. I think it was a little. Well, from the fitness side, I think I was good to post that, but then I think I was posting kind of a combo of like mindset stuff, and I don't think I was in a good spot to post that, to be honest. I think I was just posting just to post, because when I look back at some of the things, I'm just like, I think you need to refine some of those ideas before you just start trying to help people.
Gotcha.
And then the food stuff was always just another leap of creativity. It's always just been fun, and that's just kind of how my brain works. When I eat something, I'm like, how can I make this healthier? Because I just don't like. There's a lot of good food, but a lot of the times in my head, it doesn't match up with the macros. Like it's kind of like, is it worth the food that I'm eating? Like the calories that I'm eating. Like this fried chicken's really good, but is it worth it? And then I'm just like, how can I make this healthier and enjoy it almost just as much?
Right.
And then so just leaned into that, and that's what popped off, and then just, saw it go, and then I just started running with it.
Yeah.
And it's still that one too. There's not a lot of resistance when I do cooking videos. Like I think of something, go get the groceries. I love being in grocery stores. Like actually when we travel, I always ask them, like, can we go to that grocery store? I want to see what ingredients they have.
Right.
So that's fun to me. So the whole process is fun.
That's awesome.
So the cooking, popped off. It's fun. It's I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's less resistance to do. And
it's something that you enjoy.
Yeah, it's just something I enjoy, truly. Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. Talking about, you being now a full-time trainer and influencer in your space, what can you kind of encourage the listener viewer that's looking to become a coach? How did you start to monetize in what you do? How did you develop your audience? And what does your current kind of like coaching program and offers look like?
So for younger people that are looking to be a coach, I think the best thing to do, this is the way I kind of approach it. If I overthink it, I will not do it. So just go out and offer a service that someone's looking for. If you're a personal trainer, it's specifically training somebody, writing them a meal plan, or writing them a workout, or texting them frequently for accountability, and then set up a way to collect payment. And that's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Learn how to you can start on notes. You can start on Google Docs. You can start on Sheets. You don't need apps. You just need to give the service and then have a way to process your payment. Boom, small business, right? It's just that. And then also, if I could go back, I was blessed to be surrounded by good people. Get education. You want to go to a traditional 4-year, whatever, very cool. You want to get personal training from a really a coach that's a lot further than you. Spend the money and get trained by them. You have an hour to train, but you have an hour to pick their brain at the same time. You know? So I think that's one of the best investments you can do, and then just keep going. When your business breaks, fix it. Keep going. When the business breaks, fix it. Don't overthink it, because you will not make a move for a very long time.
Yeah, there's an acronym out in the business world and entrepreneur space is you need your CMS. You need your coach, your mentor, and your sponsors. And your coach is the person that you spend the money to get access to their time and their talents so that they can teach you in a quick amount of time, and that you don't have to burn through, a lot of time learning it yourself. You don't have to go through so much education to learn it yourself. You get all of the expertise, authority, and influence from that person. Then you have your mentor, which also has a ton of experience and expertise and authority. But those are the people that are going to be spending less time with you. Maybe you're meeting up with them every 3 months, every 6 months, every year, once a year. You don't really have their dedicated time because they're just mentoring you. You're not spending money to get access to their time or to their talents. So you really only see them every so often. And then you have your sponsors, which is the people that speak for you in rooms that you're not in. And so those are the people that, have your attention on sets like these, people that you may have spent a lot of time with, maybe like people in the U group or CJ himself, right? That may be advocating on behalf of like, oh, I see that this person, I heard that this person needs some help in fitness. Okay, like I know I can send them over to Christian, and so those are your sponsors. And so how much time have you invested into developing a CMS in your life, the CMSs in your life?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a cool concept.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Do you spend a lot of money on like coaching yourself? Spend a lot of time getting mentored by other people, like maybe in like marketing or business, because you were like more educated in the fitness side of things, right? The physical aspects and like nutrition. So like, did you spend a lot of money and time with like coaches or mentors or sponsors in your life?
So mentors in the educational space, not so much. Well, not like I didn't pay for a lot of that money, or didn't pay with money, but just time, giving them. Yeah, like when I was interning at UCSD, like I was giving lots of hours. We were there anywhere from like 60 to like 80 hours a week. Like we were really, really hustling. But in return, the people that were asking for help really mentored us, really showed us how to be a good coach, really helped us understand the body, understand how to take care of athletes and big groups of teams, and then really understand what it meant to like hold the standard and really set yourself apart. And I think that like kind of just skyrocketed myself as a coach, because it really forced you to be at the top and hold yourself to that standard day in and day out. And then when I first started personal training too, I think so, trying to understand the marketing side. So I spent, just stuff on courses, not a lot in the sense of having that one-on-one time. And then sponsors, I don't think so. Not enough.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to honestly navigate some of that stuff, because I just feel like still trying to get a hold of like what it means to be like an entrepreneur and or business owner, because your life becomes different. The way you perceive the world is different, and the way you carry yourself is different.
Yeah.
So I think I would have to just kind of put on a different hat to make those sponsors be more around.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just spending a lot of time with those people, and just building genuine relationships, authentic relationships, and being personable, like we've talked about earlier, with those people, so that it's not so much of like you trying to get a sponsorship from them. Like it's just like they know you, they know who you are, they know how well you're growing as an entrepreneur, how much you're growing as a fitness coach, and like how much value you've added into their life, how much actual value or how much perceived value that you have. And then, okay, like because I know that Christian is always there, like I can go and speak about him when the opportunity comes about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I want to talk a little bit more about your business, being that you are an entrepreneur and that you have to put on a different lens, a different hat when it comes to business and entrepreneurship. And so you've had you're now at 40K followers on Instagram or more. In terms of like lead generation and client acquisition, what are you kind of doing in terms of your funnel to be able to help get people from leads to actual paid clients? Yeah,
so the main thing is posting. Well, for the Instagram, to get people, to get eyes, to get viewers, to get followers, it's the recipes. That's the main thing that gets people to the page. And then I think when they're inside the page, it doesn't get a lot of reach outside of my followers. But the transformations, whenever I up the transformations and then put a call to action for them, right now it's just link in bio type of thing.
Right.
Getting into like, what is it called?
Trigger links.
Many chat.
Many chat, yeah.
Where
they have different
comment.
Yeah.
So getting into that.
Trigger links is what it's called.
That's what it's called. Yeah, for the term. Okay. So just when I do a transformation and do that, the trigger link, then just getting them into intake form, and then from there, answer some questions if they look like a good fit based off, and that's like the process to
qualify.
Qualify these guys and girls. Then from there, either hop on a phone call or meet in person. If they're doing online training, then we'll just hop on a call real quick. In person, I would like to sit down, talk to them, put them through a little workout so I can see how their body moves, and then from there, kind of like write out the best game plan. And then from there, it's kind of the same thing for the cares and services, full communication. But for the in-person people, usually 1 to 3 workouts a week, and then meal plan, workout plan with instructional videos. Because I have a lot of people saying like they don't understand what to do, they don't know if they're doing it right. So I have YouTube videos of like a ton of movements. I think like up to 150 movements of like me specifically coaching them.
Really good.
So I think it's just putting more value on that, because a lot of my clients, I'm like, I'd be like, hey, have a good Christmas, do your workouts, and then I'd be like, how'd you like the videos? And like, honestly, I didn't even look at them. And I'm like, that's goodness, cool. I put a lot of hours into those ones. But same with the online, they don't have me in person, but it's the available communication and guidance. And I think it just depends. After being in education and like being a professor, I just think school is not the best way to learn. So I just want to give outlets for people to understand fitness, because I don't think you can just, like, for me, I'm more tactile. If someone brought me to the gym and moved me around and like, this is how you work out, I'd be like, cool. Okay. But if they gave me a book and told me to read this, I was like, I'm gonna read this. Right. You're not gonna. Yeah. So I just want to give people outlets to understand the fitness. Yeah. So for the online, it's just like more guidance, more kind of like talking through things, because we're not in person, and then just give them guides to understand the process and the mindset to achieve the goal that they want.
It's really good, bro. So, yeah. I mean, it's important that you develop like this omnipresent solution for people, because one, people are on different platforms. They aren't necessarily always on Facebook and Instagram, even though Mark Zuckerberg just came out with an article that said 4 billion, or in an interview said 4 billion users daily. Yeah. And so, touching on Facebook and Instagram, you have to be there. Threads, you have to be there. And then past that, YouTube, you have LinkedIn, you have like all of these different opportunities to be able to create touch points for people. And so you need to be, one, visible and accessible to them and make yourself aware. And then the next step is becoming accessible to them. And then the next step would be to obtain that client through omnipresent marketing, and then also the way that you're speaking to them. So being consistent across each platform so that they don't get confused. Maybe they see you on Instagram over here saying this, but over on LinkedIn, they hear you saying this. You need to have that consistent brand messaging, that consistent brand look, that consistent brand targeting when it comes to your overall brand, so that they don't get lost in the sauce. Like when they touch you here, they also know how they're going to be able to touch you here on, like, say, YouTube or something like that. And so, that's really good that you're already kind of forming those steps, if not have already formed the steps. Have you experimented with like paid ads yet, or do you mainly like just focus on organic?
No, I've done paid ads in the past, because I was doing the old school, like, let me do 100 DMs a day type of thing. It was very time consuming, even though like at a certain point they weren't very personable. Just took a lot of, I don't know, it's just like monotonous work that just kind of drains your brain. Drains your brain. Yeah. So we dabbled with paid ads for a little bit. Not a lot. We've probably not like 2 campaigns. That's it. Okay. I think, I'm not sure how long they ran, probably like a week each. I got 1 customer from it, I think. So the return was okay. Like I closed that customer. She's been with me for, I don't know, like she's been with me for maybe 6 months now. Yeah. So she's been with me for a while. So I just think I didn't play the game enough in the ad space to understand really what's going on. You know, so I couldn't really understand analytics and what was going on there. So
yeah. I mean, that's where you kind of need like that team behind you if you don't have one already, because like that's what they do, right? Yeah. And so the biggest thing about paid ads that people don't realize is like you're able to qualify every single person that comes to you because you're targeting. If you're doing it right, yes, you're able to target and track all of the people through a funnel and create the best offer for these people. And you put yourself directly in front of them, whereas organic, and you have a pretty good following, so like you could do a lot of work organically too with 40K followers. But with organic, you're able to send out a message, but it's not every single person is interested in, say, coaching. Not everyone is interested in your ebook or something like that, your cookbook. And so you're going to now send out this overall message that touches to everyone, but maybe they just loved you for watching your content, right? And so like they're just going to be able to watch your content, whereas with ads, you're able to set criteria and parameters that allow you to speak directly to that person and maybe interested, and then you just work them through a funnel and then eventually convert, build trust and convert. But yeah, that's good that you've tried. What's one of the biggest kind of marketing campaigns that you've tried or strategized behind that did really well versus something that flopped, kind of flopped?
Well, I think both were just kind of like swipe through, just like before and after. And I think that was about it. There was nothing really, it was pretty much just like, here's a transformation. Here's a few people that we've transformed, and here's social proof. Yeah. Like link in bio type thing. So that
simple.
was it.
Super
so
simple.
that was all we did there. I was just kind of focused on social proof and like, this is what you get.
Yeah.
And like, do you want to look like this? Like,
yeah.
Because I think a lot of people are just like, oh, my family looks like this.
Yeah.
We're big boned or whatever that means.
Yeah,
and then they're
right.
like, I never knew I could see my ribs or see my hip bones and stuff like that. And then so like, if we can show the social proof of people doing this, then they're like, okay, there's no secret sauce.
It's
like
attainable.
This person knows, they know what they're doing. Definitely. I was trying to work with an ad agency in the past. And it might just be me not understanding the process, but I thought it was too complicated because I felt like they're asking for a lot of stuff. And I was just like, what are we paying you for? You know what I mean? Because in my head, I'm the expert in fitness. I don't want to be the expert in ads. So I was kind of like confused with, I think I was just young too. I just jumped the gun. I was like, I need more leads. Ad agency,
Right. And that's what a lot of ad agencies will tend to do is like they'll just like try to get your money, honestly, and then like they'll have you do the work pretty much all the way through. Whereas like, not to plug my own, right, but with MK Media, we focus on like done for you. You know what I mean? So it's like completely done for you. Things like the lab, right? It's completely done for you. So that way we step in as the experts and authority, and we let you get your time back. We let you do what you do best. You know what I mean? We run everything from offers to tracking, targeting to funnels, and do all the strategy behind it, and also the creative assets, all the ad creatives behind it. And so to me, that's where the most value is. But of course, people can't always afford to be able to go end to end like that because it requires a lot of hands, it requires a lot of strategy, you know what I mean, etc. But if you have the resources available, then of course that's going to be the people that are scaling like crazy, right? And scaling over 50K, scaling over 100K a month. You know what I mean? Let's talk a little bit about your coaching business over the next 12 months. So like the future of your overall brand. I know that you and Joanne love to travel. You guys have been traveling a lot. You guys spend a lot of time now doing like foodie reviews and things like that. I just saw that as like one of your last posts. Are you planning on going more like than just one-on-one and group in person? Are you looking at scaling your online business to go a lot more so that you can kind of do it from wherever? What's kind of the plans over the next 12 months for you?
Next 12 months. So I told a lot of my clients last year that I was going to be done in person in August. And then I think I had a fitness coach at the time, and he was just like, I was finishing up my cut. Instagram was popping off. There's just so much going on. Like I was just spread so thin that I couldn't hold that true. Not like I'm not like just cutting people out, but I was just like, I wanted to transfer online. And so we would like the goal would be to be online,
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, completely,
Mm-hmm.
to have the freedom to travel
Mm-hmm.
and be around the world as we want before we have kids, type of
Mm.
thing. And then,
Congrats, by the way. You
oh,
guys just got engaged,
thank you,
right?
thank you.
So you guys have the wedding coming
Yeah,
around
yeah,
sometime soon.
yeah. So
Yeah.
in July,
Okay.
July 25th.
Congrats, bro.
That's when we're getting married.
Congrats.
Thank you,
Congrats,
thank you.
bro.
So in my head, ideally, I would have a handful of my clients that have kind of been grandfathered in, that have just kind of been with me, rock with me. I enjoy training them, enjoy spending time with them.
Yeah.
Have them, and then majority of everything online, working through group coaching, products, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't. If people really wanted one-on-one online coaching, I would do that. But ideally, I know it's an avenue, but I don't know if I like really wanted to do that. I don't know if I should be saying that right now. But like, if people really wanted to be one-on-one with me, then I would do that. But I would love to have most of the revenue coming from online coaching, online communities.
Yeah.
And then I try to look really far ahead into the future, in the sense of like what makes me happy.
Yeah.
And I was writing out goals with CJU, and we were talking about how much we wanted to make. And I had huge aspirations before. And then now I'm just like, how much is enough? And I don't want to do that dance and waste a lot of heartache and headaches down the line.
Right.
And just understand how much is enough. And me and Joanne talked about how we're so blessed. We're able to travel. There were times when we first got together where we were both unemployed and we're still traveling, and we're like, God provides, so we'll be okay.
Woo.
So I was just like,
bro.
I was saying, how much do we need? How much do I need to just have a family, a house, have time with the kids, and travel a few times a year? So in those terms, like, I don't want to say a number value online, but like for online, I would just like to be sustainable through that, and then have the ability to just make food content. Realistically, I really love food and travel YouTube channels.
Yeah.
So if I'm talking enough, and even if it wasn't producing a lot, I would just want to do that. So
That's
if the
awesome.
online could sustain our family, take care of our kids, take care of our house that we're going to eventually buy, and then have the ability to travel and do food content, I think that'd be what I would like in a year.
Okay.
To be completely honest.
Yeah.
Because I think we have a lot
It's a
of
good goal.
things set up, but we don't have like the infrastructure. And like the reason when we talked about ads, I stopped running ads. I stopped taking in clients because I got to a point where I couldn't handle enough, or I couldn't handle as many clients.
The scalability.
Yeah. And then my brain just wasn't like
computing
understanding how to outsource and get help, and like
having a team behind you.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So I think this year we're in a better spot where mentally I am back on my feet. Because I really got burnt out after the cut. Like, you're just in a caloric deficit for a whole year. You're popping off. You have to keep up with posts. You still have your day job, which is taking care of clients. So I just didn't have the capacity to grow and scale and get more clients, but kind of gathered myself. So I'm in a place where I want to hit that goal, transition to be online, have the few that, not the few, but have the OGs kind of grandfathered in, stick with me, and then just, that would be a happy life for me.
Amen, bro. That's good. That's good. Like, that's really what Keys to City is all about, right? Is to be able to give all of your keys to success and advice to like the next generation of people, and to like not be able to chase such high dreams and goals and aspirations to the point where you become burnt out, to the point where you stop being in your faith, or you stop, doing whatever, doing whatever that you really are passionate about, and the things that like God's really pushing you towards, right? And so that's what Keys to the City is the kingdom enables your success, right? And so like for me, everything that I do, it's all a derivative of God. Like everything that I do is because God's hand has always been on it. He's told me to go and start this podcast. He's told me to go and start this, studio overall, right? The MK Lab, the marketing agency, Smack It. Like it was all just a stem of like taking that leap of faith, and that's my encouragement for others, is like, you just need to trust God and to just take that leap of faith, steward what you have, and surrender the outcome. It doesn't necessarily need to always look like billions of dollars, right? I used to be in that mindset. I actually have a tweet that I saved from the pandemic because I was day trading during the time, and I had made like 50K in like 2 weeks or something like that while I was day trading crypto. And I was like, you know what? Like, I sent out a tweet. I'm going to be the first billionaire in my family not to benefit myself, but to be able to give back to others, right? And like the mindset was always like money, money, money. And so like it's always been about like money enhances more opportunities. But then I realized that it's God that enables the opportunity.
That's 100%
and it's
true.
about like your stewardship and how you're going to give back to others. Like that's what income, impact, and influence is really about.
Yeah.
And so what is the one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self about growing your brand, not having burnout, giving back?
That's hard to do one piece. Cause like right now, it really is just trusting in God, as everyone says it. But I think as you push through hardship, push through burnout, push through wanting to quit, it really comes back to God. And I think the more you live, the more experience, and the more hardship you go through, the more that those simple words have so much more power. Because there's just so much wrapped into that. Because like what you said, when the money comes first, your quality of life sucks. Just being completely honest.
Man.
Like once I hit some bigger numbers, I was just like, cool, let's get more.
Right.
And then the amount that I cared about my clients decreased a ton. And then I hated going to work. And these are people that I like being around, you know? And I think it'd just be trusting God, but then also I'm big right now on just taking breaks. The last year I pushed really, really hard for about 9 months.
Right.
Maybe.
You did an ultra?
Yeah, I did an ultra
we didn't
marathon.
even talk about that. Yeah.
But like, and then I did nothing for maybe 5 months. Like literally barely held on for 5 months. So I'm a lot more on just like take breaks when you need, go at your speed, but always push to do the best that you can do that day.
Love
if you
that.
just stay consistent with that, you'll end up so much further than you could imagine.
Love that, bro. Love that. All right, rapid fire round.
Yeah.
Favorite cheat meal?
Sushi.
Morning routine. What's a must do?
Must do. Use a bathroom weigh in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chest day or leg day?
Leg day.
Okay.
Powerlifting, sorry.
Okay.
Background.
If you weren't a fitness coach, what would you be doing?
Probably I would travel in food videos.
All right.
And that's what I want to do.
Well, I appreciate you. Christian, this has been a masterclass in growing a coaching business. I know a lot of our listeners and fitness coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs who are looking to scale. This is the best place that they're going to be able to connect with you. How can they reach out to you if they want to get in contact with you?
If they want to get in contact, the best way is through my Instagram. So if you fill out questionnaire, link in my bio, but also my email's there. So if you just shoot me an email with whatever offer. If you're looking for coaching, the questionnaire is the best part. But if you're looking to collaborate, doing just regular email based off my Instagram, and that's the best way to reach me.
At Christian
CR Bautista 103. My Instagram.
Both.
Oh, so sorry. Email crbautista103 at gmail, and then Instagram is gonna be christianbautista.ms. I'm gonna change that. It stands for masters, but people don't care about the degree anymore. So people come up to me like, "What's up, Miss Bautista?" And I'm like, "Come on, guys." I was like, "Don't say that to me,
bro."
But like, christianbautista.ms.
Cool. All right. Well, and for everyone tuning in, if you got value from this episode, be sure to subscribe, share it, like it, leave a review, and connect with me on Instagram at Christian and Graham. And I just want to leave you off with this is Matthew 5:14, which is, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." And that's the whole point of Keys to the City, is that you are to continue to carry out your gift, continue to be a light, be salt and light in our community, and to just serve others through it and to bring impact through your gift. And so I just want to leave you off with that encouragement. And just thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right. As always, stay blessed, stay grounded, and let's grow. Peace.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate
That was cool.
you, bro.
This is awesome, bro.